where are we setting up? Are these two?
Yeah. You're on the first sit with me, eh?
Yes, I am.
Where do you want to sit? You can choose. Well, I'll go this side if that's all right.
He's as good, yeah, he's as good as any.
This is Matt.
G'day Matt, how are you? I'm Greg.
Greg's commentating.
Good to meet you, mate. There'll be another fellow here as well, Jason.
Good luck. Thanks for your message, by the way.
That's okay. Oh, we can.
I wasn't trying to.
No, I thought actually it was good. I thought actually it was good. Good
It was
feedback.
an exchange between Ian Wilson, who I've known for 50 years now.
I think there's one down there.
Like when I was teaching in England, that's when I met him.
You've got to, yeah.
And Ian played you obviously having a
Oh, okay, so
conversation, and he was copying it to me, and I thought, well,
Sure was good.
I'll share it around and just, you know, because I reckon, I don't know how you feel, they feel there's not enough Masters races in that Greenbury Dallas.
Look,
I think
I have my own opinions about it, but I understand the issue, and I think that it's important to have be able to have a conversation around that and go, okay, well, look, what do we need to do to continue to support Masters races? How do we continue to support them?
And you're on to one of the things, you mentioned one of the things that I have, I've been saying for ages, we should have 2-day regattas here.
Yeah,
And
that's
have more Masters races on the Sunday and no school races scheduled, just club racing and Masters racing.
yeah, it's a
And
it's an issue that
most school races on the Saturday, you know, that's
yeah. And that's why I sorry.
They're our notes for you guys to read out. So we've got stall holders, and then we've also got our sponsors, and that's the information on the last
Okay,
races.
excellent. I was going to look up some of that stuff.
don't touch this. Matt, we don't touch that.
Yeah, probably better not to.
If you see it, that's mine. If anybody, I'm just going to have a look there too.
So we've got the thing doing our titles. I've put a split of that here. So that's live, and that's what's coming up.
Right.
So if you
The
guys
one
see
underneath
it,
coming up.
the one underneath is live.
Oh, okay.
That's live.
The one at the top is next.
Right.
If you see any discrepancies, just give us a shout.
Okay, no problem.
Fix it up. We have
What's important is what we need most of all is the program with that one. So when do we want to start kicking off?
4 minutes time before the first race.
Gosh, we should start talking about it now.
Yep.
Where's the
Here we are.
yeah, but just a question. Is this for speaking and this is for listening?
I think so, yeah. Jason's just sort of.
So we need to have both on then. Well, I mean they're earphones, but they're not speakers, so that's why I'm just wondering about what do you have? Because we haven't got what's yours? Yeah, unusual, but that's okay.
Do you think we're on air?
We are. We're
Okay, well everyone, welcome to the South Australian State Rowing Championships. We have two commentators this morning, myself, Greg Walters, and Phil Mangelsdorf. So welcome, Phil.
G'day, Greg. Welcome to you and everyone else, and welcome to perfect West Lakes at the moment. The water looks fantastic.
It's great. It's great weather. I mean, we look at the forecast for later on this afternoon, when the wind's certainly going to be picking up, and we're going to have more of a headwind, which will be a little bit more challenging, and certainly the weather's going to get a lot hotter. But right now, absolutely fantastic conditions for rowing. Our first race of the day is a schoolgirl Coxed 4, and that's sponsored by Nelson Teamwear. In this race, it's due to start at 8:30. This is a 2,000 metre race, and a Coxed 4, for those people who are new to it, is where you've got 4 rowers, each with 1 oar. as opposed to what we refer to as a quad, which is a race with 4 rowers, each with 2 oars. So the first race due for 8:30 is race number 5, Schoolgirl Coxed 4. Now in this race, the first 4 progress through to the final, and the rest are eliminated. So it's a bit of a sudden death here in Heat 1. So we'll just read out the crews in this first event. So in lane 2, we've got Seymour College 1 of Holly Gwynn, Annie Grave, Jessica Myers, Coco Loveday, Stella Martin as the cox, coached by Susie Ross. Lane 3 will be St Peter's Girls, Laurie Doko Chakota, Zara Perrone, Grace Jones, Alison Francis, and Lexi Fishlock as the cox, and that's coached by Jemima Richter and Cleo Wilson. Lane 4, Adelaide High 1, crew of Sophie Smedley, India Langmead, Georgia Baxter, Arumina Menon, and Lara Harasenyi as the cox, coached by Noah Buxton. Lane 5, Walford Anglican 2 of Allegra Prince, Nina Kovac, Sophie Walsh, Alice Milne, Matilda Milson as the cox. Lane 6, Seymour College 3, Harriet Foster, Charlotte Guthrie, Madeline Howard, Lucy Bell, Lexi Dennis as the cox, and that's also coached by Susie Ross. Lane 7, St Ignatius, Ruby Maguire, Ashley Penny, Evie Gleghorn, Lucia Venturin, and Ely Anderson as the cox.
And Greg, you'll notice this is race number 5. We had 4 races yesterday, Friday, the first time that South Australian State Championships Regatta has spread over 3 days. So congratulations Rowing SA and the Rowing South Australian clubs and schools and scullers and rowers that have expanded the sport to a 3-day event in South Australia for the first time.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. We've really seen a growth over the last decade of an increase of about 50%, and particularly amongst girls and women rowers. There's been a significant growth. In fact, I think at the moment there may even be more schoolgirl rowers than there are schoolboy rowers, which is it's great to see that enormous growth. And I think
that's been the case in the last 2 or 3 national regattas. I think about 3 national regattas, the girls overtook the boys in numbers about 3 years ago for the first time in our rowing history.
Well, it's an absolutely fantastic event, a great sport, and you can see the appeal for schoolgirl rowers. And also, it's unique in that both the schoolboy and the schoolgirls get to compete within the same regatta here at this fantastic facility down here at West Lakes.
And just setting the scene for today, following up on what Greg said about this being a heat and 4 boats going to the final. The first 2 races are what we call heats, where there are elimination heats. We need to cut the field down to, we can race 8 lanes in the final on this international A-grade rowing course, and that's why they have the heats, to get the numbers down to an 8-race final, and there'll be 4 boats to go through to the final in this first round of races, the heats for the schoolgirls, Coxed 4. We've got some drones going to film the race today, correct? And I believe 2 drones, so we're waiting for the action to come up on our big screen. Enjoy the big screen. People, if you can hear our commentary down along the West Lakes lawns here, if you want to watch the race live on the big screen, there's a big screen on the main lawn by the boat shed and regatta headquarters. Please feel free to support our wonderful live stream operators.
Yeah, and I think, Phil, we're streaming live at the moment, and I think the commentary comes through at about 9 o'clock locally on course.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. We're not supposed to broadcast out live until after 9 o'clock. My mistake. And thanks to all our stall holders, we've got Tent 1, the Apparel Spitz tent. Tent 2, Nelson Teamwear. Tent 3 is Phil Hoffman Travel. Tent 4 is Pet Life. Tent 5 is Sykes Rowing, Racing Boats and Equipment. And then it's Competition Alley down there. Tent 6 is Wintech with their rowing apparel and equipment. And Tent 7, the Perfect Balance Rowing, all part of our tent city here that's here for the next 2 days of racing. Just waiting for that first race to start. The sponsors also Perfect Balance, what do you call our platinum partner and sponsor. They're sponsoring the races, the Open Lightweight Women's Double Scull, the Open Men's Single Scull, the Open Lightweight Women's Single Scull, and the Open Men's Quadruple Scull. So thanks to our platinum partner sponsor, Perfect Balance Rowing.
Yeah, it's probably worth mentioning some of our other sponsors. Of course, as you mentioned, platinum partner Perfect Balance Rowing. Always been great supporters of Rowing South Australia and of course rowing across Australia. We also have some corporate sponsors, Claridge Construction, and they're sponsoring the Open Women's Double and the Under 19 Women's Eights. Eastern Equity Insurance Brokers, who are sponsoring a number of events, the Open Women's Pair, the Under 21 Double, the Open Men's Coxless 4, the Open Men's Pair, the Under 21 Women's Double, the Open Women's Coxless 4, and the Open Lightweight Men's Single. Fulham Funerals, who are sponsoring the Open Lightweight Men's Coxless 4, the Under 19 Men's Double, the Open Women's 8, the Open Lightweight Quad, and the Open Women's Quad, and Nelson Teamwear, who also sponsors Rowing South Australia, and I know for our state.
They've Nelson Teamwear, Greg. They've got all the schoolgirl and schoolboy couple of main events there, so very appropriate, I would think. Nelson Teamwear sponsoring the schools races.
That's right. I really love the Nelson Teamwear that I've got, and of course we've got Sportsmed. Now, I believe we've got a start in race number 5. We don't have any visuals of that just yet, but we do look as though we've got a start of that race, which is the schoolgirl Coxed 4 in lane 2, Seymour College 1, lane 3, St Peter's Girls, lane 4, Adelaide High 1, lane 5, Walford Anglican 2, lane 6, Seymour College 3, and lane 7, St Ignatius. The crews look as though they've come down to about the 1,000 metre mark. We can see them down here on the course, although we don't have any visuals of them on the screen yet at the moment. And it looks as though it's towards the centre of the course that is driving the pressure. We've got 2 crews, who I'm guessing are Seymour College 3.
And Adelaide High, I think, will be the other one that's going quite well.
Adelaide High's been doing very well this year. It's great to see the growth in the program there at Adelaide High. So I'll just see if we can get slightly better vision out here on the course for this first race as they're coming down, I'd say with about 7:50 to go. And it does look as though it's the Adelaide High crew in lane number 4 and Seymour College 3. So Adelaide High of Sophie Smedley, India Langmead, Georgia Baxter, Rumina Menon, and Lara Harasenyi as the Cox. And Seymour College 3 in lane 6 of Harriet Foster, Charlotte Guthrie, Madeline Howitt, Lucy Bell, and Lexi Dennis as the Cox.
Yeah, the crew from St Ignatius seem to be going quite well too, Greg. They're right over on the far side there.
Yes, that's right. It's great to see the program at the St Iggy's, but I think it's the Seymour College crew that is leading the field. That's Seymour College in lane number 6. And then back to Walford Anglican 2 in lane number 5. And Seymour College 1 in lane number 2. So it's certainly that Seymour 3 crew leading the field, and then a much tighter race back to second position.
So with 6 crews in the race, we've got to hope that the crews and the coaches, with their tactics, know that it's the first 4 places go to the final. That means they've got to row another race. So hopefully they'll be coached enough to give themselves a bit of a rest in the closing stages, because the first 4 leading boats, I think, are clear cut, Greg.
Absolutely, yeah.
And those 4 will go to the final. So let's hope they are coached enough to cruise the last bit of the race,
well,
having
if you look at Seymour
secured.
College 3, who are leading the race in lane number 6, they've really dropped their rating now. Just getting it in, sending it, so they've slowed the rating down there. They know they've got clear water over the other 3 crews, and so they'll definitely be going through to the final. Then I think it's back to the Seymour College 1 crew, Adelaide High, and the St Peter's Girls crew. No, sorry, Adelaide High is just back on the field. It's the Walford Anglican crew. So say again, it's the Seymour College 3 in lane 6, the Seymour College 1 in lane 2. St Peter's Girls just back behind the, probably in 4th position at the moment. And in 2nd position, we have the Walford Anglican crew in lane number 5. So they're fairly clear winners. I wouldn't say that they are those crews are currently sprinting. Seymour College 1 in lane number 2 has picked up the rating a little. I guess they can see St Peter's Girls. St Peter's Girls have picked it up. So in the last 250 metres, the crews are picking it up just to sort of finish it off strongly. But it's very clearly going to be those 4 crews. So they put on a little bit of burst of speed in the last 250 metres. Those 4 crews going through to the final. I might then move across to race number 6, because we have had a start.
Has started, yeah. Race 6 started. I was just going to interrupt you, Greg. Sorry. That Seymour number 2 are in lane 3, Walford in lane 4, Loretto number 1 are in 5, Norwood are in lane 6, and Unley in lane 7. That's the second heat of the Schoolgirl Coxed 4.
That's right. Seymour College in lane 3 is Martha Holloway, Hattie Rogers, Tara Lewis, Hattie Nichols, and Bree Teaver as the Cox, coached by Zali Franku. Lane 4, the Walford Anglican 1 crew of Zara Hutchinson, Harriet Peterson, Charlotte Matthews, Aurelia Young, and Susanna Hall as the Cox. Lane number 5, which is the Loretto Marriotteville 1 crew of Madeline Honor, Matilda Hurd, Eliza Khan, and Alice Murphy and Lucy Cornish as the Cox. Lane number 6, Nord International High 1 crew of Jalissa Espinal, Serena Antizani, Sophia Alishina, Grace Kelly, Tom Rowett as the Cox, coached by Alison Smith, and lane number 7, Unley High, Georgie Twelftree, Felicity Cox, Scarlett Shanks, Eleanor Nettlefold, and Harriet Williams as the Cox. Once again, as you said, Phil, the first 4 crews go through to the final, and the rest are eliminated. So 5 crews in this race, just 1 crew to be eliminated.
I'm not sure that they're all there. I'm looking with the binoculars. I can only see 4 boats. In which case the elimination system would probably change that when we do have heats in rowing like this, one of the stipulations is that a crew must be eliminated. So the crews would have been started at the start, would have been informed by the officials that the change of progression. So one will assume that's happened. If there is only 4 in this race, it'll become just the first 3 boats will go in the final. That'll be my my guesstimate of the official progress.
We seem to be having good performance here from Unley High in lane 7 and Seymour College 2 in lane number 3, who are out in front in this race number 6 Schoolgirl Coxed 4 heat number 2, sponsored by Nelson Teamwear. It is worth noting that Schoolgirl Coxed 4 over 2,000 metres, many of these rowers, I anticipate, may not have raced in a Coxed 4. They may have raced in the 8 over 2,000 metres, but not all of them would have raced in a 4 over this 2,000 metre distance. But you're right, we've got 4 crews at the moment. So the crew in lane number 3, which is Seymour College 2. Back. Perhaps, is it Loretto Marriotteville that we're missing in lane number 5?
I think so.
So that would be then the Unley High crew in lane 7. Warford Anglican in lane number 4. And then back to Nord International High and Seymour College in lane 3. So given that, as you're saying, one crew needs to be eliminated, it would look as though at this stage it's the crew in lane 3, the Seymour College 2 crew, who may be looking at elimination from this heat.
Yeah, I'm looking at the leading crew from Unley. I think very well coached. They are cruising now. Their rating wouldn't be in the low to high mid-20s. I reckon they've
slow and steady. You can see they're just sending the boat, taking their time
beautifully,
Yes, right.
doing it very well.
Very well. The Adelaide High crew have decided to throw down a bit of a challenge just for that last 250.
Yeah, Adelaide finishing quite well there. And I think the third place is going to go to
Nord International.
the Norwood.
Yeah, in lane
Norwood
6.
International. They'll get into the final. That's my prediction.
That's right. And then back to the Seymour College 2 crew in lane 3.
Now these results and that final setup will be immediately available once our officials sort the results out on the website. You'll be able to see that on Rowing Manager, the lineup for the final.
That's right. Go online to Rowing Manager South Australia. Go to today's event, the South Australian Rowing Championships, and you'll be able to see all the results live. This takes us to race number 7, the Under-17 Women's Single Scull, sponsored by Tucker's Natural. In this heat, only the first 2 progressed through to the final, which is race number 36, and the 2 next fastest from all of the heats. The rest are eliminated. So you really want to be in the first 2 for this, otherwise you have to just hope that you're one of the next 2 fastest. So in lane number 2, Riverside 2, Lillian Wang, coached by Matthew Walker. Lane number 3, Loretto Marriotteville 1, Emily Baldock. Lane 4, Pulteney Grammar 1, Christiana Stanislawski, coached by Bill Darker. Lane number 5, Adelaide High 5, Marielle Siddell, coached by Ella Prow. Lane 6, Unley High 1, Rachel Luscombe. Lane 7, Warford Anglican 3, Olivia Rooney. And lane number 8, Adelaide High 2, Ada Baronoff, coached by Ella Prow. Now hopefully soon we'll get some vision of
So
the races.
All 7 of those scullers are there, Greg. So we've got a full field for the event for the under-17 single scullers with
I'm just having a look
2
out there.
heats.
Is it lane number 6 leading this at the moment?
Yeah, there's 3 heats. That's why they've got the 6 finalists from the first 2 place getters in each of the 3 heats, and
So
then
it
the
looks as though
2
it's lane
fastest.
6, then 7 and 8. So lane 6, Unley High 1 of Rachel Luscombe. Lane 7, Warford Anglican 3, Olivia Rooney. And lane 8, Adelaide High 2 of Ada Baronoff. Out there, but look across here in lane number 2, Riverside 2, Lillian Wang, coached by Matthew Walker. Riverside's actually got a really good program this year. They've really been focusing on what they call the high performance sort of open cruise. They've got Lillian who's really been focusing on her single sculling.
I think she's in front, Greg, so that's good on you, Matthew Walker, with your coaching and the Riverside program. She's certainly looking at a place in the final at the moment. If she's not in front, she's running second.
Yeah, well done to Lily, and of course her compatriot Caitlin Anderson from Riverside's racing in heat number 3. So Lily looks as though she's doing it fairly comfortably at the moment, not rating too high.
And
The
there's
challenge now, I think the battle is for that second place. At the moment it looks to be Unley
those
High.
3.
That's right. I think between Unley High, So Rachel Luscombe, Unley High in lane 6, Olivia Rooney from Wolford Anglican 3 in lane 7, and Ada Baranoff from Unley High 2 in lane 8. But it is Lily Wang.
Fantastic entries for this under-17 single scull to have 3 heats. Terrific enthusiasm from the school clubs and the senior clubs.
That's right. So now the crews have really picked up. So I think Lily's going to have to really pick up as well. She probably can't see those crews across to her left or to bow side. And so she's really going to have to lift now, because those 3 crews who can see each other are really competing. That's Unley High, Wolford Anglican and Adelaide High across in lane 6, 7 and 8, really putting on a burst of speed. And they may have just passed Lily at this stage. She's rating fairly low. She may not be aware of them at this stage, and I think that they've passed her. So now it's the Unley High crew of Rachel Luscombe in lane 6. I think Lily's at risk of missing out if she doesn't really pick up the rating now. Probably not aware of those crews across on the far side of the field.
It's a close race on the far side. There's 3 boats from Unley, Wolford and Adelaide High, all hurtling towards the finish line and overlapping basically. Great finish.
Great finish, an excellent finish there from Rachel Luscombe and Adelaide High in lane number 6. Now Lily's picked up. Now you can see that great burst of speed. I think she's probably left it a little bit late, but now she's really accelerating through to the finish, but she's now going to be in 4th position. So it looks as though it's Unley High, Rachel Luscombe, lane 6 first, Wolford Anglican 3, Olivia Rooney in lane 7 second, Adelaide High 2 of Ada Badenoff in lane 8 third, and then a fast finishing Lillian in lane 2 from Riverside.
Next one started. The second heat, we had Emily Turner from Wolford, number 5 in lane 2. Olivia Masters from Wolford, number 1 in lane 3. Maya Lesu from Unley in lane 4. Evie Barras from Pembroke in lane 5. Lois Darker, coached by Bill Darker from Pulteney in lane 6. Scarlett Power, coached by Alison Smith from Norwood International in lane 7. And Eva Salvatore from Adelaide High, coached by Ella Prow in lane 8. So the scullers in this race a little bit more spread out in their speed by the look of it to me. I can see one sculler who seems to be well in front, and then a reasonably close race for the rest of the placings. There's 2 or 3 boats looking at running second, but then there's 2 or 3 that have dropped right off the pace. So it's a 3-part race here. I think there's a clear leader, then a battle for the second place and automatic progress to the final, and then there's catch me if you can between the other 3 or 4 scullers for a good time or a fast time and a place in the final.
So it's the sculler in lane number 3 who's leading the...
Yeah, the Wolford.
So it hits here, I think...
this one. Olivia Masters from Wolford's in front.
She's got a clear lead of the field. Just look across to Adelaide High as well, just lane number 8 of Eva Salvatore.
Yeah, certainly Olivia Masters from Wolford seems to be clearly in front. Then the race is on between the Unley and Norwood, I think, for the spot in the final. Oh, and also
look across at
Adelaide High.
Adelaide High, Eva Salvatore in lane number 8. Of course, it's difficult to tell from this angle, but you can see that Eva's lifted a rating. driving the boat through the water. I think that she's probably got second place at the moment.
Yeah, those two boats, the Adelaide High and Walford boat, would be, barring accidents, I think pretty sure of making the top two places, and they've put some distance between themselves and the other contenders. So my plan might be to tell them that they're not going fast enough to be
We
a
can
fast
look
qualifier.
You can look at Olivia there. She's look really slowed down there, which is fine. She's got a clear and commanding lead. She can see the rest of the field. There's no need for her to really push it out because she knows that unless two of those crews catch her, she will be going through to the final. So very slow and steady, measured row.
Eva Salvatore, on the other hand, is still putting in the big one. She's got the rating right up, and you can see by the splash at the catch that she's really trying to do as well as she can to make sure she gets into the final.
And you've got Pembroke School of Eva Barris in lane number 5. Driving through, but it is definitely going to be Olivia Masters from Walford who will win this second heat of the under-17 women's single scull, and she and Eva Salvatore from Adelaide High in lane number 8 will immediately be progressing through to the final, which is race number 36, and then, depending on times, the next two fastest of the 3 heats will go through to the final as well. And this takes us to race number 9, heat number 3 of the under-17 women's single sculls, sponsored by Tucker Naturals.
They're all there.
Once again, the first two progress through to the final.
All 7 boats are sculling. So you got Madeline Rogers from Walford, number 2 in lane 2. Ada Dedic from Adelaide High, coached by Ella Prow in lane 3. Imogen McCulloch from Walford in lane 4. Vanilla Rodwell, coached by Ella Prow in Adelaide High in lane 5. Caitlin Anderson, coached by Matthew Walker from Riverside Club in lane 6. Izzy Huff, coached by Brindley Millwall in lane 7 from St Peters. And Matilda Liu from Pembroke in lane 8. Again, great entries for this under-17 women's single scull, sponsored by Tucker's Naturals. Thanks to Tucker's Natural for sponsoring these under-17 women's single scullers. And a closer race this time, Greg. I reckon lanes 2 and 3, and over in lane 7. 6 or 7, is that 6 or 7? No, yeah, I'd say it's the Riverside Sculler.
Caitlin has been one of the strongest single scullers so far in the season. Has done very well. You'd expect Caitlin to be up there with the field in this heat number 3.
I think she might be in front, Greg.
A very accomplished single sculler, Caitlin.
So the Riverside Club, they row in the famous, mainly all red outfit with the green and gold trim. These colours coming from the original Railways Rowing Club and now called the Riverside Rowing Club.
So we've got a battle really for that second place, as we said before. The first two progress through to the final. Currently leading this field, Riverside crew, Caitlin Anderson in lane number 6. But it's a real battle. Lane number 2, Walford Anglican, Madeline Rogers. Lane number 3, the crew, Ada Dedic from Adelaide High. And then across on the other side, I think that would be Matilda Liu from Pembroke School in lane number 8. So it's that second position that is really up for grabs at the moment, because of course the first two go through to the final. Caitlin has got this well under control at the moment. She can see the whole west of the field behind her. She doesn't need to push too hard, but it's that second position now. It's about being aware of the other rowers around you. It's difficult to be able to see. I suspect that lane 8, Matilda Liu, might just be leading this field, and then back to Adelaide High, Fenella Rodwell in lane number 5. and then next to her in lane number 2, Walford Anglican, Madeline Rogers.
So the girl on the far side is just losing a bit of length there. The Adelaide girl is keeping nice long strokes and putting her under pressure for that second spot, Greg.
So this is Caitlin is definitely going to cross the line. So the battle now is on for second place. As you said, Adelaide High rower rowing very well, getting good send on the boat. Coming down, still got Pembroke in the lead at the moment. So can Adelaide High catching Pembroke very quickly, but they're coming down to the line now, and I think it's going to be Pembroke crossing the line just in front of Adelaide High, and then back to Walford Anglican, Madeline Rogers in lane number 2. So we'll just have to wait until the results are in. You'll be able to see those on Rowing Manager to identify who the 2 next fastest were across those 3 heats to determine the final entrance for race number 36, the final of the under-17 women's single scull. And that race is due at 11:35. Which takes us to race number 10, the under-16 men's single scull. This is sponsored by Concepts 2. In this heat, the first 4 progress through to the A final, which is race 33, and the remainder through to the B final, which is race 32.
Yeah, so 2 heats in this one, Greg, and the first 4 places in both heats go to the final.
That's right. So in this race number 10, we've got 6 crews. We've got 2 scratchings. One from lane 3, the St Peter's College 4 crew of Major Sleet has scratched, and so too St Peter's College 2 of Dominic Palmieri in lane 6 have the scratching. So we have lane number 1, Nord International High, Philip Farkas. Lane 2, Unley High, James Cox. Scratching for lane 3, lane 4, Pulteney Grammar 1 of Alexander Smith, coached by Brooklyn Selway. Lane 5, Adelaide High 1, William Kelly, coached by Zach Martin Petty. Lane 6 is a scratching. Lane 7, Pembroke School 2, Austin Miller, coached by Tom Merrigan. And lane number 8, Murray Bridge 2, Ethan Hoare, coached by Ben Port and Peter Newell. Now Murray Bridge also has a long sort of pedigreed history of producing good scullers. That club, of course, access to the Murray River, which is where they train. This is
They have started, Greg. Yep. I think we've got them. Oh, we had a scratching in the middle there. Yeah, okay, it's all right.
Scratching in lane number 3 and a scratching in lane number 6.
So still 5 starters, and it will be the top 4 that go into the final. So it's a cutthroat heat, 6.
That's right, Phil, at least 2 crews eliminated from this. So importantly, it's not any of the next fastest. You're either in the A final or you're going to be in the B final. So the first 4 going through to the A final.
So at the moment, I can see 4 boats clearly out in front and 2 trailing the field. So this is through the halfway mark of the 2,000 metres. So I think the barring accidents, the 4 scullers, if they're smart, will be cruising, because there's a couple that have been left well behind.
And with this under-16 event, they do shorten it from the under-17 women's event. Under-17 women's event single sculls is over 2,000 metres. In the under-16, they do shorten the course back to 1,000 metres.
Okay, so in fact they're actually lining up at the start. So my mistake there.
That would be why. That's why it's quite confusing with the different distances. So
these young scullers, they're not frightened to do some rating. There's some quite high rating in the early stages.
Well, it's 1,000 metres is very much a sprint event. You haven't got that time to, as you do in the 2,000 metre event, you've really got to get out and stay with the leaders. Having said that, if you can be rating higher, it does get quite a bit of a strain, especially down for that last 250 metres for that sprint. it's also worth noting that we've got a northwesterly at the moment. The wind has picked up, which means that as you're looking at it from the screen, it's coming from the left, so it's left to right, so it's blowing down the course. That makes it a lot harder for the singles. You're into a headwind, and there's a slight cross breeze going from, as you look at this screen, from left to right. So that headwind does make the row slower and therefore harder work.
So I'd say the Unley High sculler, James Cox, is going quite well, and so too is William Kelly from Adelaide High. So James Cox in lane 2 from Unley, and Adelaide High William Kelly in lane 5. Those two are setting a good pace and leading the field.
That's right, and Adelaide High currently leading the field in the under-16 men's single scull event.
Pretty honest race here, Greg. The five leading boats. There's only 2 or 3 lengths between them. They're through halfway now in the 1,000-metre sprint, we'll call it, and 4 of them to get in the final. Certainly Adelaide High, Unley High look to be well in looking the first 2 places.
I think Pulteney Grammar
Yes.
in lane number 4 is up there with the field.
And then Pembroke, I
And
think.
Pembroke, yes, in lane number 7.
That's
so Austin Miller.
Austin.
They look to be the 4 leading crews.
Yeah,
And
Murray
they've got-
Bridge back in 5th place, I'd say.
So there is clear water back to Ethan Hoare in lane number 8 from Austin Miller in lane number 7.
So I've seen Ethan, his name on the programs for regattas as a coxswain, so he is only a little guy, Greg.
Yes,
So from Murray Bridge, but he's certainly he's sculling quite well, but he's been outpowered here, I think, by the
by
by
older
what looks
crews.
like
And
bigger scullers.
And now I can see that James Cox is just putting his legs down a bit, keeping a steady rating. Oh, he's just picked up a bit now, just for that last 150 metres. Just battling out there with William Kelly. So they're both putting on a bit of a burst of speed here in the under-16 men's single sculls, but both of those will certainly be going through to the A final. But the lead is with Unley High, James Cox. He will cross the line, followed by Adelaide High.
And race 11 has also started from the 1,000-metre mark. This is sponsored by the Concept 2 sponsors. Thanks to Concept 2, the under-16 men's single scull. The second heat, you've got Xavier Lee from Pulteney, number 2 in 1. Sam Bryson from Princes in lane 2. Archer Buick from Murray Bridge, coached by Ben Port and Peter Newell in lane 3. From lane 4, you've got Pembroke, number 1, Luke Cullinan, coached by Tom Merrigan. Lanes 5 is St Peter's number 1, Hugh Hall Craggs. Scratching from 6, lane 7 is Santiago Landa Amica from Norwood International. And lane 8, Adelaide High number 2, Kobe Keane, coached by Zach Martin Petty. This one.
That's right, and as you said before, the first 4 go through to the A final and the remainder through to the B final. So you don't have to win this event, you just have to be in the first 4. I think it might be the St Peter's College 1 crew of Hugh Halls Craggs in lane number 5 leading this field. Murray Bridge doing reasonably well there. That's Archer Buick in lane number 3.
Reasonably closely packed field at this stage, Greg.
I think so. I think so. We've certainly got that leader out there, Hugh from St Peter's in lane 5 is leading the field. I think he'll be able to look back and see where he is in relation to everybody and just hold them there. He doesn't need to power through at this stage. It looks as though he's got pretty comfortable about getting through in that first 4.
There's a good race on for the other 3 places in the final between
That
at
is-
least 4 of the boats.
That's right. They're all pretty tight. And don't forget Pulteney Grammar, Xavier Lee in lane number 1, not giving up, just a little bit back from the field, followed by Prince Alfred College, Sam Bryson in lane number 2.
I think Adelaide High over on the far side might be pushing for a place in the final.
That's right, just ahead of Archer Buick in lane number 3. But I would say it's going to be anyone's race at the moment. Archer should be able to look across and see the other rowers. So he'd know he's got to keep in front of those two. So he's picked up.
So it's between Pembroke and Norwood, I think, for the 4th spot in the final.
That's right. And I think Pembroke has got the lead at the moment. You can see they're getting the legs down, just driving through. Try and secure that position ahead of Norwood International High, Santiago Land Amica across in lane 7. We may not be able to see the other race. And there's a real battle here if you look in lanes 1 and 2, between Xavier Lee and Sam Bryson and Prince Alfred College.
Well, no one wants to come last, and these guys are proving that.
That's right. We can see that Xavier's really putting his legs down. He's picked up the rating to sort of push through. Adelaide High's crossed the line. There we go, Pulteney. And, this is going to be very interesting here. I think. Well, look, we'll leave it to the judges for that 4th position. So go on rowing manager to see that 4th position in the under-16 men's single sculls. The first 4 progressing through to the final. This takes us to race number 12, the Schoolgirl Year 9 Coxed Quad Scull, sponsored by Nippy's, family grown, family made.
And 3 heats in this one, Greg. The Nippy's family grown, family made Year 9 Cox Quad Scull for the girls, Year 9. So 3 heats, so back to the 1, 2 and fastest.
That's right. This is a 1,000-metre event again. And as you say, Phil, the first 2 progress to the A final, the next through to that's 3rd and 4th through to the B final, and the rest are eliminated. So you really want to be 1 and 2 in this race, and if not, you need to be in 3 and 4 to make it through to that B final race.
3 minutes to start time, so the regatta running beautifully on time thanks to our volunteer officials, and we're on air, of course. We've out there for the people on the riverbank here on the West Lakes precinct, and if you want to watch the racing on the big screen, it's available here up on the main lawn by the boat shed and regatta headquarters.
So down here on the course, we've got tent 1, the Aperol Spritz tent. So if you're down here on the course, come down to the main area and just in front of the Ore Cafe and the big screen that we have down here. Tent number 1, the Aperol Spritz tent, operated by Ore Cafe. Come and get your Aperol Spritz and order your charcuterie board. Tent number 2, Nelson Teamwear. We've talked about their contribution. I love my Nelson Teamwear sporting clothing. Tent number 3, Phil Hoffman Travel. Tent number 4, My Pet Life. It's they've got treats that are 100% human grade and pet approved, so come down and have a look at them. Tent number 5, Sykes. Well, I'll certainly be travelling down there after I finish the commentating to go and have a look at some of their boats, and they make fantastic oars as well, I'd have to say. And of course the Wintec boats. You see a lot of Wintec boats out there on the field at the moment. Proven performance, unparalleled value, as they say. Come and talk to Wintec. And tent number 7, Perfect Balance Rowing. Have a huge range of equipment, spares, etc. So come down and talk to Alistair and Cately at Perfect Balance Rowing in tent number 7.
And that Perfect Balance are, of course, one of our greatest sponsors. They're the Platinum Partner and sponsoring several of the feature races today, the Open Women's Double Scull, Men's Single, Women's Lightweight and Open Men's Quad Scull.
So this takes us to race number 12. The Schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Sculls, as we said, sponsored by Nippy's, family grown, family made. Heat number 1. In lane 3, we've got Loretto Marriottville 1 of Ruby Kernahan, Ava Leonello, Eugenie Anderson, Layla Bryant, Winnie Katsaris as the Cox, coached by Dario Sportelli and Emily Lang. Lane 4, Walford Anglican 5, Harriet Waters, Scarlett Sully, Claudia Kovac, Sophia Hurst and Ava Giles as the Cox. Lane 4, Walford Anglican 1, Alexandra Perrone, Hannah Silcock, Chloe Brammy, Annabelle Casserly and Illy Finkemeyer as the Cox. Lane 6, Seymour College 3, Imogen Hoberg, Eliza Ward, Eva Tierney, Arabella Lehman, Alice Reschke as the Cox, coached by Zali Gurudnov. Lane 7, St Peter's Girls 2, Matilda Birmingham, Jemima Victor Lamb, Sophie Lone, Ross Stavro, Louis Burton Howard as the Cox, coached by Carolyn McNally.
So they have started, and I'd say the Loretto crew in closest to us
Lane number 3.
got away to the best start and have a slight lead, but at a 1,000-metre race and a very close field at the moment behind them.
And it may be back to lane 5. Do you think Walford Anglican 1 in lane 5, who may have the lead over the rest of the field? So Loretto Marriott in lane 3, followed by Walford Anglican 1 in lane 5.
I'd say that it is Walford. I can see they've got their high-vis caps on, and that's certainly the Walford crew. I'd say they're in high-vis place, in second place, and looking at a final spot if they hold that position. Crew on the far side running third. That's St Peter's number 2.
Yeah.
I think the two leading boats have cleared out on the field as they come through the halfway mark, with Loretto in front and Walford in second place.
That's right. There looked to be a slight mishap there in lane number 4 for the Walford Anglican 5 crew, which sort of stopped the boat, but they've re-established themselves back in the race, but that's had them drop off the field at the moment. So it is the Loretto Marriotteville crew in lane 3, across to the Walford Anglican 1 crew in lane 5, then across to St Peter's Girls 2 in lane 7, Seymour College 3 in lane 6, and then back to lane 4, Walford Anglican 5. So Loretto Marriotteville 1 of Ruby Kernahan, Ava Leonello, Eugenie Anderson, Layla Bryant, Winnie Katsaros as the Cox, coming through to the last 250. This is a place that we call the Rocks. Now the reason for that is, for those people who are down on course, you'll be able to see on the western side of the course, at the southern side of the beach, there is a large outcropping of rocks. So it's colloquially referred to as the Rocks by the rowers, and that's the start of the 250, which is often a guide for the coxswains to know where they are, and it's that last burst. So here we've got Loretto Marriotteville in lane 3, but the Walford Anglican crew in lane 5 not letting them get away from it, but Loretto doing very well there in lane number 1. Then back to Walford Anglican 5 in lane 5. And then across to St Peter's Girls 2 in lane number 3. Reminder, the first 2 progress through to the A final, and 3rd and 4th to the B final.
So a different configuration again.
That's right, so Loretto doing it easily, or doing it very, very well in lane number 3. And I think it's going to be
Walford.
the Walford Anglican 1 crew who've got control over the St Peter's Girls. They can see they've got that distance, so they're going to cross the line and make it through to the B final. And a fast finishing St Peter's Girls 2 crew in lane 7 will be going through to the B final. Now it does look as though it's going to be Seymour College 3 in lane 6 crossing the line next, and then back to the Walford crew. So the Seymour College crew number 3 will be going through to the B final.
The next heat started. That's race 13 on our program, the second heat, sponsored by Nippy's Family Grown, Nippy's famous fruit juices. And Nippy's family been involved in rowing as long as I have, I think, which is a long time. So we've got Norwood in lane 2, that's Norwood number 1, Loretto number 2 are in lane 3, St Peter's number 4 are in lane 4, Wilderness number 1 are in lane 5, Scotch number 2 are in lane 6, and Wolford number 3 are in lane 7.
I'll quickly run through the names. For that, Nord International High 1, Evangelia Jakovic, Kamunto Amato, Eva Montague O'Brien, Annabelle Ung, and Angie He as the Cox. Lane 3, the Loretto Marriotteville 2, is Elise Fearson Lee, Isla Orgrove, Aspen Penbury, Ava Waters, Miller Wilson as the Cox. The lane 4, which is the St Peter's Girls 4 crew, is Eliza Curry, Piper Laws, Erin Maynard, Ruby Kelly, Winter Nasaris as the Cox. The Wilderness School 1, which is in lane 5, is Milan McMullen, Maya Ianella, Beatrice Sutton, Asher Dan, Charlotte Coco Ong as the Cox. The Scotch College Adelaide 2 crews in lane 6, Dee Dee Ireland, Tor Blau Robinson, Miller Meals, April McCabe, Cleo Robinson as the Cox, and Wolford Anglican 3. In lane 7 is Grace Appleford, Seppo Simasiku, Mia Karabuas, Ellie Bass, and Nina Griffiths as the Cox.
Loretto number 2 in lane 3 are battling for the lead with the I think it's Wilderness.
Wilderness 1 crew, in lane 5.
Who are probably in front,
I think
yes.
got the lead there at the moment over the Loretto Marriotteville crew in lane 3.
Yeah, I think Wilderness have got the lead, and if there's another crew threatening, it's the one on the far side from Wolford number 3.
That's right, and Scotch College, of course. Scotch are up there. They're battling. It's that battle in lane 6 and 7. Lane 6 being Scotch College Adelaide. Lane 7, Wolford Anglican. Scotch may just have the best of them at the moment. But the question is, Loretto Marriotteville in lane 2 and Scotch College in lane 6 would be battling it out for that second position. And as you said before, Phil, Wolford Anglican 3 in lane 7. Challenging for that at the moment, but the leader remains the Wilderness.
Yeah, Wilderness have got some clear water, so they've, barring accidents, they should get through to the final. But there's 3 boats still battling for the second place in the final.
Absolutely.
A very
And
close race.
Look at that Loretto Marriotteville crew. I think they're being called up by their Cox, Miller Wilson. They know that they've got to get through in the first 2. So this is a real battle now for that second position. And look across at Wolford Anglican 3 in lane 7. They've also lifted their rating, challenging the crews, throwing it down there to the Scotch crew. I think that Loretto Marriotteville in lane 3 has just got the lead on the field at the moment. But look at the way in which Wolford is finishing in lane number 7. There's not much in it, half a length. But I think it's going to be Loretto Marriotteville 2 in lane number 3. They've got about half a length over their rivals from Wolford Anglican in lane 7. And they are going to cross the line to get to the relay final, followed by Wolford Anglican 3 and Scotch College Adelaide 2. Reminder, the first 2 go through to the A final and the remaining 2 through to the B final. Some great racing out there, Phil.
Indeed, and we've got more to come. They're pretty close to a start for Heat 3 of the Schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quadruple Skull, sponsored by Nippies. Thanks to Nippies for sponsoring this event. You got the lineup, 6 boats again.
Yes, the first 2 go through to the A final, the second 2 through to the B final, and the remaining are eliminated.
We've actually got 4 heats, Greg. I didn't notice that, so we've actually got 4 heats, which is why we've just got the
that
first 2
would
into the
explain
final.
what's the first 2.
Yeah.
4 heats, 2, that's right. That would give us the 8 for the final.
So fantastic entries in the Year 9 Cox Quad Skull.
And it's great to see the depth, the fact that we can have 4 heats here in the Schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Skull.
And what's different about this, of course, is it's the state championship. So normally in our regular regattas, the A boats race against each other. So each school has an A boat, a B boat, a C boat in their different age groups. But in the state championships, it's one in, all in, and everyone can enter. And that's why we've got these, the number 2 and 3 crews all racing against the number 1 crews. And I know from my own experience at school and school rowing, it was great if you were the number 2 or 3 boat and you could beat one of the numbers that was ranked above you in your own school.
So we've seen a bit of that this morning. Interestingly, in this race, we've got St Peter's Girls 1 in lane 2 and the Scotch College Adelaide 1 crew in lane 7, because of course in the heats they're not ranked. In the final, you'd expect the fastest boats to be in the middle. But here we have in lane 2 St Peter's Girls 1 of Chelsea Francis, Olive Dawson, Lucille Trengrave, Layla Dodd, Eva Lands as the Cox, coached by Jamie Becker. Lane 3, Wolford Anglican 4, Alexandra Chong, Indigo Roberts, Rose Biven, Hazel Robson and Vivian McNamara as the Cox. Lane 4, Seymour College 2, Ruby Cooper, Phoebe Rosewarne, Allegra Matulich, Lily Exposo, Stella Thayer as the Cox.
We've got the drone up.
Oh, we've got the drone. Oh,
drones.
excellent. That's great to see. Lane number 5, the Nord International High, Sophie Herriman, Grace Dutt, Lila Beniki, Jenny Trin and Rosemary Newton as the Cox. Lane 6, Wilderness School 3 of Evelyn Lay, Isla Ballastrin, Amelia Robury, Gemma Warbury and Georgia Redditch as the Cox, coached by Lulu Ayres. Lane 7, Scotch College Adelaide 1, Eloise Fletcher, Sophia Nash, Viva Bailey, Harriet Seppelt and Grace Champion as the Cox.
So we've got a drone view now of this race. That's fantastic. You can really see exactly where the boats are on the regatta course and how beautiful the course looks at the moment, thanks to our wonderful technicians and our live stream camera people and controllers.
And it is the Scotch College Adelaide crew of Eloise Fletcher, Sophia Nash, Aviva Bailey, Harriet Seppelt and Grace Champion as the Cox in lane 7, who is leading this field in race number 14, the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad, heat number 3. Then back to, as we had anticipated before, the St Peters Girls 1 crew in lane 2, who are battling it out with the Seymour College 2 crew in lane number 4. So it's still the St Peters Girls 1 crew in lane 2, currently leading the Seymour College 2 crew in lane 4, keeping in mind only the first 2 go through to the final. The Scotch College Adelaide crew in lane 7 is leading this field, so the battle is really on for that second place between St Peters Girls 1 and Seymour College 2. I wouldn't like to call it at this stage. It might just be the St Peters Girls 1 crew over the Seymour College 2 crew at the moment. But it's how well those 2 crews finish as to who's going to get through to the final. It's going to be Scotch College, cross in lane number 7, who's going to win heat number 3. But the battle is on for that second position. Who is going to be able to finish the fastest? I think that St Peters Girls 1 have just lifted. They're just half a seat ahead of the Seymour College 2 crew.
That's very
And
close.
I think they've just had we've just had a bit of a failure there in from the St Peters Girls 1 crew in one of the seats, but I think they had enough momentum to get them across the line.
Very
in front of
close.
Seymour College 2. But that's great. As you said, you've got the A crews and the B crews, so that Seymour College is their second crew, and they were just beaten into the final by the St Peters College Girls 1 crew. So that Seymour College 2 crew actually did very well against some very stiff competition with some great racing there from the Wynn and Scotch College Adelaide 1 in lane 7 and the St Peters College Girls 1 crew in lane 2. This takes us through to race number 15, the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Scull. Once again, sponsored by Nippy's Family Grown, Family Made. This is heat 4. Once again, the first 2 progress to the A final and the next 2 to the B final. Now it's interesting to see how the Seymour College 1 crew go here, because their 2 crew acquitted themselves very well in that heat. Here in this race we have lane 2 St Peters Girls 3 of Aurora Chen, Olivia Black, Matilda Davidson, Emily Bowes, Victoria Hay as the Cox, coached by Charlotte Parker. Lane 3 Adelaide High, which I expect would also be their lead crew, of Arabelle Burke, Chelsea Molzer, Zara Palwak, Mariana Hernandez Abril, Hazel Hartwig as the Cox, coached by Elise Felder Sherd. Lane 4, Loretto Marriotteville 3, Natalie Bayliss, Grace Shanahan, Jessica Jones, Harriet Fleer, Amelia Orkin as the Cox, coached by Hallie Anderson and Dario Sportelli. Lane number 5, I think a crew to watch in this race, Seymour College 1, Sienna Russell, Carrie Leeming, Ainsley Brennan, Clementine Mitchell and Grace Andre as the Cox, coached by Angie Franku. Lane number 6, Wilderness College 2, Scarlett DeSillis, Ruby Milligan, Matilda Burns, Saskia Kutcher, Ruby Skeen as the Cox, coached by Noor Al-Qatani. And lane 7, Wolford Anglican 2, Amelia Humphreys, Arabelle Waller, Amara Davis, Jordan Fitzsimmons and Eva Goodger as the Cox. So a couple of the A crews and a couple of the we'll say the second cruise in this race. It'll be interesting to see how they go. As anticipated, Seymour College 1 is doing well there in lane 5, and the St Peters Girls 3 crew is actually doing particularly well there in lane number 2 against the Adelaide High crew in lane number 3. It's the Seymour College crew out in the lead. I think this battle for this race is really for that second position. You could throw a blanket across the field. So this is a very strong field that we've got here at the moment. I would probably still give it to the Adelaide High crew in lane 3, but the Wilderness School number 2 in lane 6 and the Wolford Anglican crew number 2 in lane 7 battling it out. I think Wilderness may just have it over Wolford at the moment. It's the Seymour College crew of Sienna Russell, Carrie Leeming, Ainsley Brennan, Clementine Mitchell, Grace Andre as the Cox, leading this field in the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Scull. Reminder, the first 2 go through to the final.
Yeah,
Now,
that Seymour crew have got a good lead.
It looks as though it's the Wilderness
And
School number 2.
Yeah, Wilderness are in second.
That's a very traditional rivalry between those two schools, and certainly it'll be interesting later in the day in the schoolgirl 8s. That traditional rivalry over the last few years between Seymour and Wilderness, both two very strong rowing schools. And so it looks then across to Wolford Anglican 2 in lane 7 in third place at the moment. And in the middle of the field, it's that battle between Adelaide High in lane number 3 and the St Peters Girls 3 crew in lane number 2.
Yeah, their place in the B final is up for grabs there, and Adelaide High are almost stroke for stroke with the Saints crew alongside of them.
That's right. So the Seymour College crew look as though they're getting good length and just driving the boat through the water, looking well in control. This is going to be an interesting final race. Seymour College crew doing very well there, and it is the Wilderness 2 school in lane number 6 will come through second, and they will both progress to the A final. And that's race number 35.
The battle is on for the place in the B final. Looks like Saints girls have just gotten away from the Adelaide
High,
crew in the shadows of the finishing post.
I think that you're right. They've got about, they're just extended. They've got about 3 seats over Adelaide, and they will go through to the B final, as you said. So the A final is race number 35. That's at 11:25, and the B final, race number 34, is at 11:20.
Next bracket of races are Masters races. So these are not state championship events, but our events held for our. We've got South Australia's got a strong Masters competition, and we've got different age groups starting at age 27 right through to we've got people racing over 70, even over 80 years of age. So they fill out their normal regatta competition with the Masters races. So Greg will, as a regular competitor in the Masters, will be perfectly placed to commentate the Masters. This race is a mixed quad scull, so 2 men, 2 women in the crew for race number
16. That's right. And in the Masters, this is done in different age categories, and they're called numbered letters. So that's not about the quality, it's just simply the age bracket. And C, their first crew, the Riverside crew in lane 2, is a C crew. So that means that the average age is under 50. And it's interesting how you get that, because in this case, for example, we've got Brian Glawson, who's 62, in with Melanie Innes, who's 41, and Veronica Jones, who's 43, and Uwe Dombrowski, who's 52. But you add all those things together, and so the average age, gives you the grade that you've got. So it's interesting how different clubs mix those two together, and it's then also based on a handicap. Now, I think they've got this wrong. Port Adelaide, anyway. Port Adelaide's, that's not an F crew.
In simple terms, the older you are, the bigger head start you
That's-
get, which
that's
is that's probably the easiest way to.
That's right. I'm
So
just
the
looking.
youngest ones start at the back,
That's right.
and there's a handicap system that's used worldwide for masters rowing.
And I'm just looking at the handicap they've got listed down here for Port Adelaide, so I'm not sure that that's right. But anyway, I'm sure that the umpires are onto this. So we've got Riverside, Brian Glawson, Uwe Dombrowski, Veronica Jones, Mel Innes. C crew starting off in 43 seconds. We've got the Port Adelaide crew of Alison Smith, Frank Prow, Colette Barry, Duncan Ball, nominally starting off at 43 seconds as well. The Torrens crew, an E crew of Karen Farina, Simon Ellis, Rob Ellis, and Kevin Tenkard. Very, very strong crew there. Lots of national champions and excellent scullers. Lane number 5, Murray Bridge Composite. Of Bernadette O'Deal from Murray Bridge, Kelly Lewis from Murray Bridge, Mark Johnson from Riverside, and Graham Hunt from Murray Bridge. They're on 30 seconds. Phoenix in lane 6, which is a G crew, an older crew. They're on 24-second handicap of Renata Zulm, Lily Mader, Phil Gebhardt, Peter Zulm. Lane 7, Riverside H crew on 14 seconds. Rochelle Woodley Baker, Hazel Cottrell, Hugh Orr, and Philip Jones. And lane 8 is starting off on go. And that's because Lauren Kenner, 76, Chili Parker, 77, Peter Hendy, 77, and Custis Tivus, 74. So they'll be the first crew starting. So it's really about, as we can see out there on the field, that crew across in lane 8, the Riverside I crew, up there in the leads. They would have started early, but
Torrens are closing the gap.
as you would anticipate with that crew, they would have started with that 36-second handicap. But you would have expected them to come up strongly through the field. And now that Torrens crew has caught the much older Riverside crew in lane 8, you'd expect Torrens now should be able to power their way through to the final. But that Riverside crew in lane 8, rowing very well actually, and they're just got to be able to hold on to their position and not let that composite crew from Murray Bridge in lane number 5 catch them. But it's the Torrens crew who's now taken the lead. Got Kev Tankard in the stroke seat, just driving that through. As I said, very good scullers, very accomplished, a lot of national champions there in the quads and single sculls, both in the men's and women's, and it's full of Masters state representatives. I'm very impressed with the Riverside crew that they've managed to hold on to their lead so well, and they're actually finishing very, very strongly there. They might also be able to hold off the Murray Bridge crew, who's a fast finishing crew, but it is the Torrens crew who's crossed the line, followed by Riverside in lane number 8, and a fast finishing Murray Bridge Composite in lane 5, and then back to the Riverside crew, who would have started off at the back of the field in lane number 2, finishing ahead of the Port Adelaide crew in lane 3, and then across to the Phoenix crew in lane number 6. So that Riverside crew in lane number 2 had 43 seconds to make up, but a great finish there and a great win to Torrens in the Masters Mixed Quad Scull race number 16.
So for those of you not familiar with our rowing competition, you might be wondering why the Masters are racing here at this regatta. It's nothing to do with the state championships. We have a Masters competition as part of our regular regattas, and we have a premiership for the club that wins the most races and most points for first, second or third over the whole season. So those Masters, each club in that race was racing for the first 3 places to gain premiership points, because the premiership in rowing in South Australia goes to the club that wins the most, in this case the Masters Premiership, over the whole season. So we have Masters men's and women's premiership points, and I'm not quite sure how the mixed races tally up in that, but I'm sure our officials keep a score over the whole season to
Look,
work
I
it all
think
out.
it's look, I think they're taken very seriously by the Masters. It's actually great to be able to see men and women rowing together, competitively. Like, I think that it's they're great opportunities, and these are not second class events. As you've seen out there, we've got a lot of Masters national champions and state representatives competing in this. So very very tightly contested between the clubs. But once again, great opportunities. If you're out there and you're thinking about coming back to rowing, if you've rowed before, or if you've never rowed before, I know that a number of the people out there in that race today had never rowed before, came in, did a learn to row classes at some of these clubs, and then just got a bit of experience and then progressed through to competing at these events. So you can be someone who has never rowed before but has decided, look, I've suddenly got some time, kids are a little bit older, want to get involved and get out in the water, get fit, mix with a great group of people, through to national champions. One of those rowers, in fact, out there, I know Uwe Dombrowski, came in and never rowed before, and he came in at Riverside, did learn to row, and then 4 years later he's not only in the state national crew, but went across to the World Championships this year and won two gold, in fact. So depending on your aspirations in South Australia, you can do everything from just come in and doing social rowing through to becoming a sort of a world champion at the Masters level within South Australia. So if you're interested, go and speak to your local club and get involved. Don't just watch, get out in the water.
Okay, and I can add to that with the Masters rowing, it's the biggest growth sport, a part of the rowing worldwide. I first rowed in a World Masters in 1984. It's a one-day regatta. I rowed in 1988 in the World Masters, and it was a two-day regatta. And I think about 1996, when I rowed in Hungary, they first started as a bit of a novelty putting on the mixed races as the regatta had turned into a three-day race. The mixed races were a late addition to the Masters program, and it was done experimentally and never thought how popular it would be. And I know the most recent Masters races, some of the mixed race events, some of the biggest entries. It's very, very popular in Masters competition, the Masters mixed events.
That's right. They no longer use the term novelty. I remember when I came back into rowing, I'd rowed at school but hadn't rowed since then, and came back in when I was about 48, 49. And yeah, they'd use that language, novelty event, back in those days. Well, they certainly don't refer to them as novelty events now. They're very serious events, highly fought. Now, for those people who are down here on the course, come down to just in front of the Oar Cafe here. We've got a range of different tents and the large screen, so you can watch the live broadcast down here on the course. Tent number 1, we've got the Aperol Spritz tent operated by the Oar Cafe. Tent number 2, Nelson Teamwear. Come and get your 2025 South Australian Rowing Championship merchandise, because Nelson Teamwear is a South Australian company specialising in creating and supplying promotional products for sporting teams. I know they do that for a lot of the Rowing South Australia teamwear. I love my Nelson Teamwear. Tent number 3, Phil Hoffman Travel, a great community supporter, and they generously support over 50 charities, clubs and associations through fundraising and sponsorship, and it's great to have them down here. If you're looking to travel, get down there and talk to them at tent number 3, Phil Hoffman Travel. Tent number 4, My Pet Life. We've seen them, I think, regatta before here as well. So they create treats that are 100% human grade and pet approved. Go down and talk to them about their perfect meal supplements or treats for your animals, whether they're dogs or even horses. Go down and visit My Pet Life. Of course, we're all familiar with Sykes, many Sykes boats out there at the moment. They also make great oars. I'm hoping to buy myself some oars, some sculling oars. I'll be heading down there, if you can hear me, Sykes. I'll be heading down there later on today to talk about buying some of your excellent Sykes sculling oars. Wintec, tent number 3. Well, you'll see a lot of Wintec boats out there in the water. Proven performance, great value boats. And that's very much true. I think that's their brand. It's about great performance and unparalleled value. If you're looking down there for authentic, affordable boats for your club or for your individual, whether that's a single, a double, 4s or 8s, go down, talk to Wintec. Perfect Balance Rowing, who are also platinum sponsors. Perfect Balance have been great sponsors for rowing across Australia, and particularly here in South Australia. So go down, browse the latest range of equipment, grab some spares, or pick out your next boat. Once again, for Perfect Balance Rowing. Either way, go and have a chat to, go and speak to Alistair and Caitlin. They're down there at the Perfect Balance Rowing tent. And we'd just particularly like to call out Perfect Balance as platinum sponsors for this event. And Perfect Balance are sponsoring the Open Lightweight Double, the Open Men's Single, the Open Lightweight Women's Single, and the Open Men's Quad 4.
So, Greg, I want to just talk about the next two events, races 17 and 18. They're the under-19 women's 8, sponsored by Banner Crew, and we've got a good entry here from the South Australian schools and clubs, but we've also got an unprecedented entry from Victoria. The Melbourne Girls Grammar School have got no less than 4 under-17 women's 8s entered in the 2 heats. So, Melbourne Grammar, welcome to West Lakes. It's the first time I can remember such a contingent coming to our state championships. And the lineup in the first heat has got Walford number 1, Loreto number 1, Wilderness number 1, Melbourne Grammar number 4, Seymour number 2, and Melbourne number 3. The second heat's got the Melbourne number 1 crew, Walford number 2, Melbourne number 2, Seymour number 1, and St Peter's number 1. And I can remember a couple of years ago, when the national regatta, that Melbourne Girls Grammar won the school girls Australian title. So they're, I'd suspect they're a strong rowing crew, and here they are in force at our state championships.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
I've actually been down here in the water training this week and seen the crews out in the water. They're looking very strong. Not surprising they've come to South Australia, because over the last couple of years, South Australia has done very well at the Nationals. In fact, we've got a history of doing well at the Nationals. And Wilderness and Seymour over the last couple of years in particular have done very well. I think last year Seymour College 1 came second in the under-19 women's 8s. And I forget where Wilderness came in that particular event. But Wilderness also did exceptionally well in the schoolgirls event. So, you know, we're nationally competitive. This is a great place to come if you're hoping to row against some of the best in Australia. So,
sponsored by the Banner Crew. Now, I'm not sure. Can I have a look at
the information on the Banner Crew?
I'll look that up, Greg. You
and
do the intro.
I'll read out the crews. That's right. Lane number 2, we've got Walford Anglican 1, Aurelia Young, Zara Hutchinson, Harriet Patterson, Charlotte Matthews, Scarlett Brammy, Madeline Rogers, Olivia Masters, Imogen Griffith, and Susanna Hall as the cocks. Lane number 3, Loreto Marriotteville, Madeline Honor, Eliza Khan, Gracie Thomas, Georgia Johansson, Ava Dennis, Alice Murphy, Abby Deans, Alice Shanahan, and Lucy Cornish as the cocks. Lane number 4, Wilderness School, Miranda Wells, Charlize Green, Caitlin Monu, Annabelle Basham, Layla Ballastron, Isabel Flowers, Alina Riu, Isla Goodson, Sophie Proudman as the cocks, coached by Rebecca Cock. Lane number 5, Melbourne Girls Grammar School number 4, Sophie Jamison, Aileen Diamanti, Freya Pangborn, Hayley Dunwoody, Emma Davies, Christina Bustil, Sophie Bell, and Isabella Thomas, with Lily Roberts as the cocks. Lane number 6, Seymour College 2, very competitive 2 crew. They're from Seymour College. They've done well over the last couple of regattas, competing against the first 8 crews. Madeline Howard, Jade Rivet, Charlotte Guthrie, Harriet Foster, Sky Birdseye, Lucy Bell, Alice Rayner, Matilda Brasher, Lexi Dennis as the cocks. And lane number 7, Melbourne Girls Grammar School 3, Lucinda Theodore, Emily Crawford, Ruby Cheatham, Sarah Blennerhathis, Emerson Tankard, Jada Tankard, Hannah Quainitz, Georgia Harris, and Matilda Jones-Bailey as the cocks.
And the Banner Crew, who are sponsoring this event, they're a trusted South Australian locally run and owned company who have a creative team of designers and service support crew who work together with you from start to finish of your project. They ensure you meet design specifications and delivery times. And the Banner Crew, the sponsors of the Under-19 Women's 8, they offer a large range of signage, flags, marquees, mesh banners, pull-ups, A-frames, business cards, custom printing to create a complete promotional pack for your business so we can tailor items to your needs. Thanks to the Banner Crew for sponsoring this Under-19 Women's 8.
That's right. I'm actually getting quite excited about this. I think we're going to see some top rowing. I'm anticipating some very hard-fought races. And looking at the quality of these crew, I would not be surprised if it all comes down to the last 250. This is, of course, a 2,000 metre event. Now, keeping in mind that is the first 4 that go through to the final. So, depending on where the crews are located, if the first 4 can get a break on the field, they may slow a little, but there's some quality crews there. Walford Anglican, lane 2. Loretto Marriotteville, lane 3. Wilderness, lane 4. Wow.
They're underway. We've got a picture on the big screen from the drone. It looks fantastic. What great coverage by our technicians here.
And it looks as though it's lane 2, Loretto Marriotteville in lane 3. Melbourne Girls Grammar School is probably in about 3rd, I think, in lane 3, and Wilderness in lane 4. There'll be lane. That's right. Yes. So Wilderness in lane 4, and the Walford Anglican crew in lane 1. Sorry, in lane 2. Walford Anglican 1 crew in lane 2. So Wilderness throwing down the gauntlet for South Australia. Of course, that's very strong Wilderness school crew. You would expect them to be up there with the leaders. Very strong crew of Miranda Wells, Charlize Green, Caitlin Monu, Annabelle Basham, Layla Ballastrin, Isabel Flowers, Alina Rue, Isla Goodson, Sophie Proudman as the cocks. Let me just look at that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it the Seymour College crew?
I reckon it's Loretto that are. It's Walford number 1 and the Melbourne number 4 crew, according to me, that they're setting the pace.
As we get a bit closer, it's a bit hard to tell on that. But I actually
Look on this one.
Yeah. Seymour College 2 crew. Yeah, that's right. I think the Seymour College 2 crew's doing very well out there in lane number 6. As you've said, Walford Anglican doing well there in lane number 2. As they get a bit closer, I feel I might get the binoculars out. No, I think it's the Seymour College 2
Yeah, I
crew.
think so.
Wow, Seymour College 2, this is their second 8. This is Seymour College second 8 in lane 6. Up there with the leaders, although it is the Walford Anglican crew in lane 2, I think, that is currently leading this field, and the battle is between Wilderness and Seymour College. Wilderness in lane 4 and Seymour College in lane 6 for that second position, but I would give that second position, certainly the Seymour College crew. Wow. As we're coming down to that open water section, the standout for me here is the Seymour College second 8 in lane number 6 of Madeline Howard, Jade Rivet, Charlotte Guthrie, Harriet Foster, Sky Birdseye, Lucy Bell, Alice Rayner, Matilda Brasher and Lexi Dennis as the cocks, running against the first 8 crews out there. But look at Walford Anglican. It's lane number 2 of Aurelia Young, Zara Hutchinson, Harriet Patterson, Charlotte Matthews, Scarlett Brammy, Madeline Rogers, Olivia Masters and Imogen Griffith, with Susanna Hall as the cocks. I think currently leading this field. Then back to the Seymour College crew. look across there at that Seymour College crew. I'll tell you what, they are throwing down their credentials.
That's a pretty impressive effort by the second eight.
The second 8 crew.
It's called the second 8, but some of these girls, I recognise their names. They're actually in the year 10 quad scull, so it's ended as a second 8, but it's actually I think a combination of
Junior crew. What
senior rowers and some juniors.
Well, I tell you what, for the second 8 crew, they are leading the under-19 women's 8 crew. The first 4 progressed through to the final. Look, of course, it's the first 4 that progressed through to the final. So the other crews, don't have to be absolutely throwing it down there. But the fact of the matter is, it's the Seymour College second 8 that's currently leading the under-19 women's 8 heat number 1.
From Walford. And then Melbourne.
And then back to Wilderness. Yes, that's right. Now, of course, Walford and Wilderness would be aware that it's the first 4 that go through to the final. Walford picking it up here at the moment. They don't want to be that Wilderness crew. And the Wilderness crew now have picked it up and are pushing it through. But it's Seymour, Walford, Wilderness. And now the question is, who is going to be the 4th crew? And it looks to be the Melbourne Girls Grammar 4 crew coming through, and the Melbourne Girls Grammar 3 crew.
Lane 3 is going to make
right.
the final. That's Loretto.
Loretto Marriotteville.
Yep.
Sorry, Loretto Marriotteville. I see.
Definitely
Yes,
lane
so
3.
and then the Melbourne Girls Grammar crew in lane 5.
They're a really dark outfit.
5, yes, and then across to the Melbourne Girls Grammar. This is their 3rd crew in lane 7. So you're right there, Phil. Seymour College, Wilderness. Sorry, Seymour College, Walford, Wilderness, Loretto Marriotteville. It's very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how the Seymour College 1 crew go, given the strength of their second 8.
Spare pen.
But I do caveat that, of course, that the Coxons would know it's the first 4 that go through to the final, and so those crews that were coming 2nd and 3rd and possibly even 4th would have known that they just needed to do enough to stay in the first 4. But kudos to Seymour College 2 crew. Be interesting to see how they go in the final. This takes us to race number 18, the under-19 women's 8, sponsored by the Banner crew. Heat number 2, the first 4 progressing through to the final. Lane 3, Melbourne Girls Grammar School number 1 crew. Caitlin Anthony, Ruby Davies, Cecilia Michael, Ruby Lockhead, Stephanie Speller, Ava Mould, Olivia Hayes, Lucy Munro and Lily Mahensi as the Cox. Lane number 4, Walford Anglican 2 crew. Bella Becker, Bella Niciarico, Eloise Baggett, Nina Kovac, Allegra Prince, Sophie Walsh, Olivia Rooney, Alice Milne and Matilda Milsom as the Cox. Lane number 5, Melbourne Girls Grammar School 2 of Ellie Jesutis, Coco Towler, Isabel Gorman, Holly Hawkins, Eliza Meredith Smith, Zaina Abid, Lily Ebbles, Olivia Jane, Camilla Rowe as the Cox. Lane number 6, Seymour College 1, Annie McNally, Adelaide Salu, Imogen Johnson, Olivia Piccianello, Sasha Humble, Lucy Pocock, Kira Fogarty, Ava Charlesworth, Ella Edwardson as the Cox, coached by Joe Franco. And lane number 7, St Peter's Girls, Kate Thomas, Soph Langley, Beverly High, Ella Laws, Evelyn Kelly, Lauren Pearce, Matilda Powell, Molly Kennett, Francine Stavro as the Cox, and coached by Cleo Wilson and Jemima Richter.
Okay, I've got a bit of breaking news, Greg. I'm going to go and take photos after this race of the medalists. The race is coming up, and we've got a guest commentator that you can have a chat with. His name's Jed Ouchwager. You heard of him?
Legend.
Welcome, Jed, and he'll be taking over my commentary spot after this race. And Jed Ouchwager, for any of you who have been living on a desert island the last month or so, Jed was an Paralympic gold medalist at the Paris Paralympic Games, and congratulations, Jed. It's the first time I've seen him since that, and I'm just shaking his hand. And congratulations, Jed. And you'll hear more about him, perhaps from him, in the commentary and later today. You just have to wait for a while because I want to see this race
That's
through.
right. And perhaps, as we had anticipated, it's lane number 6, Seymour College 1 of Al Imkanelli, Adelaide Salu, Imogen Johnson, Olivia Bessianello, Sasha Humble, Lucy Pocock, Kira Fogarty, Ava Charlesworth, Ella Edwardson as the Cox, leading the under-19 women's 8, sponsored by the Banner Crew. This is race number 18. A strong lead there from the Seymour College crew in lane number 6, followed by Melbourne Girls Grammar School crew number 1 in lane number 3.
Pretty impressive that their number 2 crew won the first heat, and their number 1 crew is clear leaders in this second heat for the under-19 women's 8.
They've got clear water over all the other South Australian crews. The ones that are challenging them at the moment would be the Melbourne Girls Grammar School crew, lane number 3. But even that, they've got clear water. So I can't see anyone challenging the Seymour College 1 crew in lane number 6. The question will be, how are they going to row the rest of the race? They know that they're going to be going through to the final because it's the first 4 crews. Are they going to keep up the pace, or are they going to just back off and keep themselves reserved for the final? And by the looks of it, they're going to continue to race this race.
They're pushing into that head breeze, and it's getting stronger, so you'd hope that they might back off a bit and save themselves for the final.
Well, it looks not. It looks as though they're going to go out there and make a statement and just drive it through. As you say, with this headwind, does take quite a bit out of you. It's a 2,000 metre event, so you're driving into that headwind. So
the Melbourne Grammar School crew look as if they're pretty well controlled there, Greg. They're not. I don't think they're at full pace. They look very well drilled and racing. That's their number 1 crew.
Yes,
and are clearly in second place.
Great blade work. Got good rhythm. They're just swinging it along at this stage.
I said their school was the national champions in this event, or in the schoolgirl 8s a couple of years ago. So they've got a good history and pedigree in this sport.
And Seymour College just crossing the line now with, what would it be, 5 lengths back to Melbourne Girls Grammar School, who, as you say, I think are doing it under control at the moment. No need to push any harder.
So I'm going to leave you, Greg, and welcome Jed Outsvager to the
Thank you. Lane
commentary.
number 7, we've got the St Peter's Girls crew coming in 3rd place. And lane number 5, Melbourne Girls Grammar School 2. Coming through in 4th place. And then back to Warford Anglican 2 in lane 4. So I'll just wait for Jed to get mic'd up. Great honour to have Jed here as well. Fantastic performance there. I just loved tuning in and watching it live at the Paralympics, where they just did. I can pump him up a bit. The PR3 absolutely dominant throughout the whole year, dominating the competition, and not surprisingly, of course, in the final, in the Olympic final, in the PR3 double, a fantastic win for Australia. So welcome, Jed.
Thank you, mate. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
How good? Yes, I do. I've seen Greg around many times. Beautiful morning.
It's lovely. We've got a bit of a headwind at the moment.
Yeah.
Coming in from the northwest, which makes the rowing a little bit tougher. The next event we've got coming up, race number 7, is the under-17 women's single sculls. But first, sort of a little bit about what's it like to be back in South Australia and
Good. Yeah, mate. It's it's been probably 6 months or that under since Paris, and it's been good, mate. I had a couple of months off, and then I've started a new role at South Australian Sports Institute in December. So doing para talent ID and development across all the sports. So busy with that. Just been enjoying some family time, and mate, to be quite honest, it's probably only been in the last 3 weeks that I've really started to sort of miss rowing a bit and miss the environment.
Well, I tell you, the Masters events, they're looking at you going, wouldn't it be great to have Jed out there on the water?
Oh, it's not my first conversation for sure. There's been many in the past, so who knows, mate? But it's with the state champs this weekend, and everyone doing sort of their key selection ergs over the last couple of weeks for state selection and stuff like that. It's just you get that feeling, and it's good.
Yeah, it gets in your blood.
It does, mate. I was like, I kind of miss that a bit.
That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about your new role, because I know that Rowing South Australia, we're looking at a new facility development here, and part of the vision is for us to really be able to lean into, potentially being a hub here for para aquatic sports. That's para rowing, but other other sports supported by SASI. So
yeah, love it, mate. Yeah, exactly. The new para uplift that's coming out nationally is it's probably the biggest funding boost that Para's received, Paralympic sports received ever, I'm told. So basically how it looks in this state is it's a really big push to be able to towards the Brisbane 32 games. That's kind of the end objective, to have the biggest and most successful team there. But it really starts with our communities and starts with our clubs and starts with our environments. My role is that talent ID development stuff. So I've been going out to sports and environments and coaches and seeing who's around, who's coaching pathway, who's helping development, and amazing opportunity down here at West Lakes with kayak here, with rowing here. As far as the Paralympic sports, it's such a great opportunity to be able to sort of capitalise on that big run into Brisbane.
That's great, and I know coming down here regularly and training with the Riverside crew, we're right next to the Paddle SA, etc. And so you do know a lot more para athletes coming out, not just in rowing, but in the other paddle sports. And this is a great environment, a great place to have that hub, to be able to train. This is a unique facility here. It's just a fantastic, unique around Australia, I think. Yeah,
I agree. The accessibility, like I credit to just it's the landscape, the geography of the place, but the accessibility of West Lakes. If you're in a wheelchair, if you've got a prosthetic leg and you need to navigate, you've got a pontoon to launch off. You're not too far away from the sheds. It's not hilly. Just the geography of this place here is just so set up, and with great great facilities and great coaching, great environment. Hopefully it keeps on building, and I'm going to be trying to find more and more rowers and more kayakers. My role is across all the Paralympic classes and sports, just at a talent ID level. But obviously that passion definitely lies with rowing, and we had a new girl out last week for her first row, and me and Christine and a couple of the SASI rowers took her out in a 4 at the Causeway end last week, just to get her going. So it's just exciting things like that, mate. So it's good to be a part of it.
It's great. Well, I know that Rowing South Australia is very keen to support that. I was inspired by watching your race, and that was just great. And knowing, you're down here, you're training. Accessible. You're a core part of just the rowing fraternity. It's not like there's para and there's Mandra. It's like there's rowing, right?
Yeah.
And we've got great rowers, whether they're full able-bodied or para rowers. And in fact, I would like to say, just call out, para rowing, most successful part of rowing in Australia, right? If we're looking for the successes for rowing, right, we look to.
Well, the fingers get pointed to this great state here in this environment. We were the only gold medal out of the Olympics and Paralympics. Me and Nikki and Coach Christine, and our daily training environment was here at West Lakes, and you become part of the community. I've been part of this amazing community for about 9 years, and I'm here every day. We had Thursdays maybe away and Sundays off, but other than that, we're here every day for a few hours, and you really become part of the furniture. And like I said, when I finished up, there was that kind of conscious effort to kind of step away a little bit and just decompress physically and emotionally and reconnect with family and all that sort of stuff. And you know, it wasn't, you know, a month or two ago, it was that feeling of I just want to get around there a little bit more.
Yes,
and all of that. So yeah, it's great here. And yeah, first gold medal for Australia in para rowing was at Paris. So glad to, very, very happy and proud to be a part of that.
It's great. And I know that there's an announcement later on with an award that might be named after one of our top gold medal winning para athletes, but I'll leave that little teaser. I'll leave that one until
Keep the
later.
hat on for that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll just move back to
Yeah,
the racing
please.
at the moment. So race number 19, which is a schoolboy Cox Quad Scull, which was sponsored by Sportsmed, was heat number 1 and heat number 2 was cancelled. So this takes us to race number 21.
Yep.
The under-17 men's double sculls. This is a 2,000 metre event. And the first 4 progressed through to the final. So I'll just read out the crews in that event. You can see that race has started. Lane number 1, St Peter's College 1, Will Miller and Mudge Sliet. Lane number 2, Adelaide High 2, Tom Redman, Eddie Sharp, coached by Harrison Lidner. Lane number 3, Norwood International High of Bodie Heath and Chase Haynes. Lane 4, St Peter's College 3, Sam Humble, Bailey Burrows, coached by Sam Burton. Lane 5, Unley High 2, Angus Andrews, Lachlan Twelftree. Lane 6, Murray Bridge Composite, which is James Cox from Unley High School and Archer Buick from Murray Bridge, coached by Ben Port and Peter Newell. Lane 7, Pembroke School, Hugo Hoprich, Gordon Liu, coached by Tom Merrigan and Simon Lane. And Lane 8, Prince Alfred College 1, which is Kai Fogarty and Jack Stunnell, coached by Emily Olkuri.
Beautiful. Got a race down here. Little tricky conditions. You got a little bit of cross head out there.
And it looks as though at this stage, Lane 1, St Peter's College 1 of Will Miller and Madge Sliet, perhaps leading the field over lane number 8, Prince Alfred College 1 of Kai Fogarty and Jack Stunnell. And as you say, yeah, headwind, slight cross breeze does make it a little bit more difficult for the double sculls.
Yeah, it certainly does, but they look like they're getting done. There's a bit of a race going on, which is nice. Beautiful picture there of Westlakes, that long view. You just really get an idea of how long these races are.
That's right. St Peter's College, lane number 1 still leading Prince Alfred College 1 in lane number 8. And then back to the Murray Bridge Composite crew in lane number 6. That's James Cox from Unley High and Archer Burke from Murray Bridge. But it's not far back, actually. It's a pretty tight field. St Peter's do look as though they've got a little bit of a break on the field. But that second position is up for grabs between Prince Alfred College and Murray Bridge Composite in lane 6.
100%. This is where they'll start, you know, asking themselves the question: what have I got to get across the line here? You got about that 750 to go, 700 to go, and obviously you've used a fair bit of bickies to get this far, and it's just whether you can hold on and hopefully push on really and solidify your spot. But I think we've got a bit of a race for second going on, perhaps, or third.
Now, importantly, and the rowers may be thinking this, in this under-17 men's double scull, the first 4 progress through to the final with the rest eliminated. So, you know, do you think that might be part of that thinking? You've just got to get across in the first 4. Doesn't matter whether you're first or fourth in terms of getting through to the final. But of course, you know, you want to cement your place and get a good position in that final.
Yeah, I think at Westlakes particularly, you want to get a good place out here. You got, you know, depending on what happens with this win today, you can get some favouritism each side, and we all know that down here. So I personally think that if you've got to sniff it out front there, you want to make sure you get across the line. But if you're sort of, you know, around that, it definitely looks like there's a bit of a race going on there for second. Every lane will count. You can get a real distinction between lane and lane here at Westlakes. So.
And it looks as though, you know, we've been calling St Peter's College, but in fact I think it's the Adelaide High crew in lane 2 of Tom Redman and Eddie Sharp who are leading this, and I think that's because I can't see the... we might have had a scratching in lane 1, so it was the first crew across who we presumed was St Peter's College 1, but it's actually, and I apologise to Adelaide High, Adelaide High who are out there, and we appear not to have the St Peter's College crew in lane number 1. So it's tightening up. The
It
field.
is. A little bit of race over there for second. I think Adelaide High are going to get it done. They look like they're kicking on pretty well. They don't look like they're spinning the wheels too much. Done enough, I think.
Yeah, it's a good call. They're getting good drives there.
Yeah.
And it looks as though they're, as you say, they're relaxed, the body
Yeah.
swing, they're getting good boat movement.
Yeah, good connection out front. They've done well, the boys. Got across first. They'll get the pick of the lanes.
It's going to be a race now for that. Oh, Norwood's coming in and just flying into the
Yeah.
final. Are they going to get across in front? Ooh. I think they might have just
Yeah, I think they would have.
just missed out.
Yeah.
Norwood International High might have just missed out in 5th place, but they finished very strongly. That really compressed, didn't it?
It
in
did.
The last 200 metres, the
Yeah.
cruise just compressed up.
And that's the thing with racing is you can't win it out of the gates, but you got to be in the race, and you got to be able to. You got to be in the race at the end there, and you know, you really don't know what's going to happen. You know, you got to sort of maintain enough contact with boats in front and behind, because things can change. You know, in that last 500, things can change quite dramatically, especially in the smaller boat classes, the singles and the doubles. Yeah, here we go.
Well, I might get you to just call out the names for this race and just start the call.
Unreal.
For
So we've
this
got
race.
the under-17 men's double scull, sponsored by Tap Electrical. In lane 1, we got Adelaide High, Jasper Eaton, Daniel Josie, coached by Harrison Linder. In lane 2, we got Christian Brothers, Samuel Thornton, Alex Evans. In lane 3, we got St Peter's College 2, Tom Burns, Jack Maslin, coached by Max Henry. In lane 4, we got Scotch College Adelaide, rode Frank Mahar, Tommy Smith. In lane 5, we've got Adelaide High School Boat 3, Austin Badams, Cooper Eaton. In lane 6, we got Norwood International High School Boat 2, Anton Milazo and Elliot Passmore, coached by Liam Whitehouse. In lane 7, we've got Unley High Boat 1, Blaine Ryan, Aiton Evans. In lane 8, we've got Pembroke School 1, Sebastian Willis Hell and Alex Smitham, coached by Simon Lane and Tom Merrigan. Fun fact, I actually spent a season in a pair with Simon Lane when I was looking for a pair partner. I think it might have been the 2019 season. I was training the pair for a national boat, and just in my daily training environment needed a pair partner, and my coach, Christine McLaren, tapped on the shoulder of Simon Lane, and he dusted the footy shorts off and came and sat with me and rode the season, which was quite fun. He then went on to, I think he thought he was getting reasonably fit, and so he then went on to trial and select for the men's lightweight quad, the Penrith Cup, for the state team, which which from memory he did make, which was quite spectacular. Yeah, it was a good one. So we've got a bit of a race going on at the moment. Let me try and figure out this screen. Looks like the boat's over in lane 7 and 8. Unley High and Pembroke doing most of the damage over there. It's hard to say with the that tricky angle of rowing, of course. Lane 1 and 2 also. Lane 2 up there as well. So lane 2 we got Christian Brothers. And again coming through that open part of West Lakes. You got the rebound off the concrete wall there, and many a training piece trying to navigate that and race. So I'm sure these boys are well aware of that as well, and they'll be searching for the Red Boys. So the Red Boys are the final 250. We've got that boat Pembroke out in lane 8 that look like they're going to get there first, but final 250, a lot can happen. It can compress up, and again, these guys will be going as hard as they can to try and get a good lane draw for that final. Yeah, still looks like Pembroke are holding on. Next to them, we've got Unley High coming in second by the looks of it. Yep, that looks like it's the way it probably will come across the line. And third and fourth look like St Peter's 2 and not St Peter's 2, Scotch College Adelaide. But definitely looks like Pembroke are going to come away with this one. They're looking well connected, rowing long, consolidating a little bit here, but still very aware of that second boat. I think they'll get it done, the boys. We've still got a bit of work to do, though. That Unley boat are trying to move.
Yeah, it's the first 4 to go through to the final.
Yep.
So I think that they'd be aware of that
Yeah.
as well. But both crews seem to be racing.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Don't
like, doesn't it?
I really don't want to give it up at all.
No. Oh, a little bit of a blade work out there. That's all right.
So Pembroke crossing
Yep.
in lane number 8, followed by Unley High in lane number 1. That is clear water now, back to the Adelaide High crew, Adelaide High 3 crew in lane number 5. So looks as though they'll be going through to the final. And then the CBC crew. So it's good to see CBC out there, the CBC crew
Yep.
in lane number 2 of Samuel Thornton and Alex Evans. So those 4 crews going through to the race final.
A few people starting to fill in as the day goes on down here. We've got obviously the beach launch down at West Lakes. I see a couple of Torrens blades down there. That's my club, which is good to see. All the tents set up, which is always good to see. Barbecue's probably on. Not sure. It might be a bit hot for that.
Oh, it's going to get a bit hotter later this afternoon. So just looking at race number 23, which was a 2,000 metre event, and so they're got about 350 to go, and it's quite tight here. So this is the under 21 lightweight women's single scull, sponsored by Phoenix Lending. Lane number 4, we've got Walford Anglican of Olivia Rooney. Lane number 5, Walford Anglican, Olivia Masters.
I reckon that might
That's
be the
can't be,
double.
that can't be.
I
That's,
reckon
I'm
that's
looking
still
at.
some of the men's double. Maybe.
Really? Well, you are right. There is definitely a double scull out there. So could that be St Peter's College 2 in lane number 3? And Scots College Adelaide lane number 4. That's quite a break on the field.
Might have been a bit going on at the start there. That's all good. They'll get across the line here.
What's important just to
Yeah.
get it finished.
Yep, absolutely.
So hence my confusion. There are two crews in the next race. So that's St Peter's College 2 in lane number 3, just ahead of the Scots College Adelaide crew in lane number 4.
Bit of composite in that lane 3, I think. Is it?
I think it could be 2 different uniforms.
Maybe, yeah.
For St Peter's College.
Yes, I think you're right. I reckon that wind is picking up.
It is. Yeah, pretty ordinary out there. I've just spoken to some people who've come off the water, and it's a little more challenging than it looks from up here, and that headwind certainly making a difference. Quite strong.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Now I'm going to have to leave you because I have to go out in that.
I do. You're on. I did see you're all zooted up.
Yeah, I'm
ready to
zooted
go.
up.
What
and
are you rowing today, mate?
I'm rowing in the single scull
Love it.
in just over half an hour, so I better get
You
out in the
better
water. Otherwise, yellow card. Walters, what are you doing?
I love it. You're getting the weather zone app out. Have a
I am
look at
getting
that
the weather
wind.
zone app going, oh my God.
What
That's
lane
right.
you got?
So I've got lane number 3, so not too
That's
bad.
not too
It's
bad.
not too bad. It's here. But just looking, we've got northeasterlies at the moment.
Yep.
23 kilometres an hour. It looks a bit blowier than that, but we'll say it's so that's about right, coming in from the northeast.
Yep.
And it's getting warmer.
Yeah.
So it's about 35 degrees. I think we're predicting it's going to get down in Adelaide. It's going to get to about 39, but down here it's a bit cooler. So we're thinking about 36 thereabouts. We'll see.
Cooking.
Yeah. So bit of fun. Anyway.
Yeah, good racing today, mate.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thanks a
for
lot.
the chat.
Thanks a lot, Jed. So I'll now leave you with race number 21, The under-21 lightweight women's scull is sponsored by Phoenix Lending, and you've got 2 crews in that, both from Wolford Anglican. So I'll hand over to you.
Awesome, mate. Thank you. So these. Race 21. No, race. Okay, so coming down, we have race 23, under 21 lightweight women's single scull. Like we said, we've got 2 crews from Wolford Anglican. We've got 2 Olivias, actually. We've got Olivia Rooney and Olivia Masters. And joining me in the commentary box is Dukes. She's just got to saddle up. She's getting all set up here for some commentary. I woke up this morning not really, obviously very excited I knew I was coming down to West Lakes and getting to see some familiar faces and catch up with some people. But I did not know I'd be sitting in the commentary box with you, mate. So
oh, thank you for having me. I got the call up last minute, and the lovely Beck Lannon sent me an email and asked me to come on down. And over the years, Beck has gotten me out of a lot of pickles. So more than happy to come down. And, you know, it does definitely help the fact I live 3 minutes away.
Yeah, it does help. You literally, got that call up.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I got the call up.
You're at home.
I'm at home. I walked around with a cup of coffee, and here I am.
Lovely, mate. Beck is a legend, by the way. Shout out to Beck.
She is absolute legend. And, yes, over the 13 years of my rowing career, I think of how many pickles and how many times Beck has saved my bacon.
Totally.
Always happy to help.
Be like, Beck, I didn't actually enter the race for the weekend. Do you reckon you could slip me in last minute?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that I did that. But I may or may not have done that a handful of times over the years. You know, the days just get away from you.
They do.
Everyone has that. But no, the wonderful staff in the Rowing SA office over the years definitely saved my bacon quite a few times.
Love it.
So what race do we have? We have race number 23.
Yep.
Wonderful. The under 21 lightweight women's single scull. And where are they at the moment? Coming through they've only just started.
Yep, I think so. Bit of work out there in a single.
Especially in a headwind.
Yeah, headwind, lightweight rowers. It's going to be a little bit of work, so we'll see how they go. I'm sure they're up for it. And the wind kind of keeps going up and down a little bit. Certainly those palm trees out the front of the sheds, which were my little indicators every morning when I rocked up and to see how much they were dancing around to how windy it was. They seem to be dancing around a bit.
We had the same reference point. When every morning when you park, you're right, you check the palm trees and see how they're moving.
Yeah, 100%. I've still got a tattoo idea, and it includes those palm trees just for a little memento.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's a nice momentum.
Yep.
But I was speaking to James Seppelt, and you can never predict South Australian weather. It's been a while since we've had a headwind.
Yeah, has it been pretty tailwindy out here?
Yeah, normally it is definitely a tailwind favoured with
yes, it is.
Sometimes with the lovely side wind.
Yes.
But not too often that we do have a headwind.
Yeah. This hot day came out of nowhere, right?
It really did. It was wonderful weather all week. I know last week was quite warm as well.
Yep.
And then, I thought we were definitely at the tail end of summer.
Yes.
And then we've got this wonderful surprise of 39 degrees in the city. But, as Greg says, it's not going to get that warm this side of Adelaide City, which is a bonus. But it is definitely warm out there. So that reminder for everyone to make sure we're drinking, reapplying sunscreen, got our sun safety gears on. Hats. It also covers up a bad hair day, hence why I'm wearing mine.
The quick call up, mate. That's all good. So I can't believe, Greg's entering. There's probably a couple of his competitors by the looks of it getting in the water, ready to go. We've got the girls coming through. Looks like probably come through the K.
Yeah, through the 1,000 metre mark. Can I see 3?
Yes, I can see 3.
Okay, yep.
We can see 3.
So do we think we've combined? No, because next is the open women's single scull. The final.
Yeah, yep.
Double scull. My goodness, I should have worn my glasses. But we do have 3 boats racing right now in the under 21 lightweight women's single scull, sponsored by Phoenix Lending. And on my screen, they look like doubles.
Okay, there you go. The girls might have been scratched. Lightweight single sculls might have been scratched. That's all good. They do
Okay.
look like doubles. You are
Yes.
correct. So
I'm good. I think we have actually
turn
have.
the page.
Yes,
We've got
I
a
think
final on
I
our
think we have a
hands, mate.
final on. Race number 24, the Open Women's Doubles Scull. We don't officially know, but I'm going to say that maybe the under 21 lightweights have been scratched, and we have a final. In lane number 3, we have Adelaide Rowing Club. In lane number 4, Adelaide University. In lane number 5, Adelaide Rowing Club. In lane number 6, Adelaide University. And lane number 7, Adelaide Rowing Club.
here we go. Should be good. Got a couple of girls in there that I used to train with. GT.
Oh, yes.
Yep. And
Oh, Celia
which
Cowan,
is classic.
back in the rowing seat.
Yeah, I've been seeing her everywhere, mate. She's been doing a little bit of work for Sassy as well.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
I see her floating around.
I mean, it was lovely to see her be a part of the lightweight women's 8
Yeah.
that went over to America for Head of the Charles.
How good was that? With
That was-
our fellow South Australian
Verena
Verena.
Zilm. Yes. No, that was wonderful to see. And am I misspeaking? Did they win?
Yeah.
Yes, they
think
did. Yes, they
I
did.
think
Yes, they
so,
did.
Yeah. Which doesn't surprise me.
No, you and me both.
Nah. You get V in a boat, mate. She would have stroked it.
She is driving it.
Yeah,
she is.
just going hard.
But it definitely helps with the 7 women behind her.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
But-
Absolutely.
I'm going to say we have lane number 6,
Yeah.
Adelaide University of Emily Lang and Anya Felderhoff out in front, coming through just past the 500 metre mark, out
Yep.
in front of the Open Women's Double Scull.
Look like I got a little bit of maybe half a boat length or boat length.
Boat
maybe
length?
It's hard to, probably a boat length.
And I'm going to
Maybe
say
pushing
on
out.
Mika and Georgina.
Yes.
Yes. But, you know, the last 250 metres, anything really can happen.
Really can. Great backdrop of the Lakes Hotel there. How good.
I walked past there this morning. It was absolutely wonderful to watch the rowing.
Yes. Exciting. Geez, those girls have pushed out.
They really have. That's quite a comfortable lead. I'm going to say that's a bit more than the boat length we
Yeah.
originally said. I'm going to say that headwind
Yep.
is making it a little bit more challenging with the blade work. There we are. It's just tidied up a little bit more. But, you know, Emily and Anya are really driving this from the front with
They are.
250 metres to go.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to call it too early, but they are definitely looking like they are going to take out the Open Women's Double Scull, sponsored by Phil Hoffman Travel.
They're looking super connected out the front. Obviously, they don't need to do anything too drastic.
No. Just keep doing what they're
Keep
doing,
what
really.
doing. Yeah, connect and drive and swing.
And move together, yeah. It
Yep.
actually looks really nice. That's a very strong finish. You wouldn't have thought that they've already done, 1.7 kilometres of rowing into a headwind when you look like that to finish.
100%. I'd be quite interested to sort of see how much easterly's in that. Like you can see definitely some, it's a little calmer over that far side, which is pretty classic of West Lakes if that easterly kicks in.
Correct. We do have our first boat to cross the
Yeah.
finish line in the Open Women's Double Scull, going to Adelaide University of Emily Lang and Anya Felderhoff, followed by Adelaide Rowing Club's, I'm going to say Mika Webb and Georgina Tager, coming in second.
Great row, girls.
Great row. And then in third, we've got another Adelaide Rowing Club double of... I'm going to say, it has been a while since I've been at West Lakes, and I do just need to remember which lane is what side. There we go, yep. So I'm going to say Adelaide Rowing Club, Lulu Colgrave and Celia Cowan crossing the line in third.
Boating enough boats to actually have a good race, which is really, really good. Good to see.
So that was Adelaide Rowing Club crossing the line in fourth, and then we have crossing the line in fifth, Adelaide University's Imogen and Rosie.
So finish up. That was the last one through then. Buzzer sounded.
I think we're rewinding here because I've just had a look up,
Yes.
and I think we're going back to race number 23,
Yep.
the under 21 lightweight women's single scull, as I can see 2 single sculls racing right now.
Just sitting out overlooking the lake here, Dukes. Just quickly, what's one of your favourite races that you can remember? School or whatever,
Oh.
anything.
Oh my goodness.
Just one, mate.
Oh, just one
Yeah.
of I think I had my first race at West Lakes in 2006.